Good morning and welcome back. Back at Dare Valley, it's blowing an absolute gale, but I'm gonna give it a go. I haven't got two rods set up yet. Been a bit of a, oh, here we go. Been a bit of a mad rush and I'm into a fish that I can cast. Crazy. The water is dirty. I've never seen it this dirty before. I'm going to try and get as much footage as I can for you, obviously without the wind noise hopefully, but that is literally my second cast on Mr. Buffton's black Among Us, the snake pattern, and it looks like it's a nice tiger. Oh yeah, absolute stonking tiger this is, absolute stonking tiger. Oh, look at this. What a start to the day this is. One of the big tigers with a cock jaw. Oh yes. What a fish to start the day. Second cast. Look at the size of that tiger. He is an absolute beauty, he is. But we're not going to mess about handling these fish. Some of these fish are having a bit of trouble going back. Bit of lack of care with some people. So what we're going to do now is get him back and we get a quick release of him now. I'm not going to mess about with these today now. We're going to just get him straight back in. The thing is, he's got a big up jaw on him. Come on, get out. Get out. There he goes. Absolute stunning tiger. Let's get some more. There's going to be a big stock of the brown trout today, so that's our main priority. As it is now, I've got an airflow dye 3. I'm not really letting this sink. As you can see, I'm just slow roly-poly with the black Among Us from Mr. Buffton. My first cast, a fish did pull at it right in close. So as it comes in to hang like this now, I'm going to let it come through. As I always say, let that fly hang. It is a bit murky, the water today, so keep an eye on the fly. I'm punching it back into the wind now, so I hope that it's not too much wind noise for the camera, but fingers crossed. As I say, I do apologise for the noise. I have got new microphones. At some point I will set them up and get them out for us to try and eliminate a bit of the wind noise. But the mad rush this morning, nothing sorted. Nothing at all sorted. So let's see, one rod set up. The dye 3 sinking airflow line on my Vision Still Maniac rod. I'm just roly-polying it in a minute. Water's freezing cold, so as I say, always let that fly hang. It's a good possibility first thing in the mornings. It's where the fish will be riding close because they haven't been disturbed. Let's try and get a nice line back down the bank. Yeah, the fish won't be disturbed first thing in the morning, so there's a good chance the fish will come in close. So never sort of think everything's got to be right out in the middle, especially first thing in the morning. There's a good chance you will get into a few early fish. Oh, there's a fish. Here we go. When you're roly-polying, keep the rod to the side so you just get a good uphold, and then you've got a good chance then you can just lift the rod up and you should get a good uphold. So that's the black zonker again. As I say, that was down in the margins, pretty close. And after all this bad weather we've had, this should fish absolutely crazy today, I think. We have had a lot of ice, so the fish have had a good chance to have a bit of peace and quiet, as they say. Feed in peace, coming close, build their confidence back up. So there's a rainbow. So let's see if we can get a spot taking a blue trout, and then when the brown trout gets stocked, it'd be perfect to get one of them as well and get a rainbow slam for the day. Let's get him back. Oh, there's another one. There's another one. This black among us is absolutely slaying a fish this morning. That's 3 fish in the space of 10 casts. I have gone down on the breaking strain of my tippet at the moment as well. I'm down to £6. £6 airflow G3 tippet, and I've gone about 15 feet with it on the dive 3. So far it looks like paying off. Now there's another one casting close. Oh, now he's woke up. All week I've been busting to get up here. Here he comes. Another nice fish. See, we'll just get in. And just barbless hooks, straight out. Mr. Buffton's black among us. I'll tidy it up now and we'll have a good look. But there's another rainbow. Not gonna mess about, just get his head up. Look at that, gone. Right. Find my flight. And we tidy it up. There you go, black among us, barbless. Absolutely smashing the fish this morning. So, come for a little move now. Try and get down the bank. And get out of the wind a bit and try and utilise the wind on the cast. It is a bit shallower up this way. I've seen some fish moving on the surface, so we're gonna same method this way now. Dive 3, the humongous snake. You could call it a miniature humongous snake, really. It's not like what a big glorified big massive snake pattern. It's pretty small compared to the snake patterns that are on the market at the moment, but I'm going to try and use the wind a bit more now. See how the line all goes out and all falls flat on the surface. Try and utilise our wind to my advantage. As I say, I'm not letting the fly sink. It is a little bit shallower up this end of the lake. I had 4 fish in quick succession down there, and they went quiet for about 10 minutes. I'm not overly bothered on changing the pattern. I don't think it was the pattern, I think it's just the fish. As I said previously, they may have, where they've been quiet, I'm getting a right mess here. Where we've had some quiet days because of the weather, there's a good chance these fish are coming in close to feed. which I think was a good statement really, because the 4 fish that I had, 2 of them were in close. I'm taking the fly literally on the hang, so there's a good possibility over there now those fish are just pushed out or gone deeper. But I'm just sort of fishing the top 5 to 8 feet of water at the moment, just sort of having a search around now with this pattern, and then it won't be long and I'll put the indicator on. I have some patterns I'd like to try out. So, oh, there's a fish just turned off now. Just as I was about to come to the surface, that fish turned off. So, see, I'm going to persevere for 10 minutes and get a massive line out. I don't want to say how far that's going out. On a 40 plus airflow, sinking, but it's absolutely rifling out. So yeah, we're going to move around today, we're not going to hang around. Maybe if we find pods of fish, utilise on them for 10 minutes or so, and then push on to the next spot, next method, etc. Oh, I think he come off. That was a fish. That's just hit the water. I put my rod down to have a drink. Taking the apps, red apps, about 4 foot down. Absolutely annihilated on a drop, I did. First cast. Love it when a plan comes together. OSG olive wiggle, about 8 foot under, and a red apps, about 3 foot under, buried straight away. Come on, let me come. Ooh, fighting hard today. Definitely a difference in the water temperature, and these fish are starving. I think a gentleman's into a fish here as well, on the other side of the bank. I'll get down on my knee. Yeah, it's good fish, this is. It's good 5-6 pound fish, this is. Does not want to come in. Come on, you're going back. You're going back, mate, come on. Oh yes, certainly the best fish of the day. Certainly the best fish of the day. That's pushing 6, maybe 7 pound, that is. Absolutely annihilated the apps worm. So I'll unlock him now, and then we'll get him released. There we go. Gone. Hell of a fish. It's about 6-7 pound hours. So let's have a little look. Tangled up here. What's going on? Mr. Buffton's red apps, and then underneath is our new wiggle olive pattern, like the ecstasy tail in him. let's get him back out and see what we can do. So that was another quick fish there. Only flicked the line out just to let the flies sink, get them wet, and have a quick drink. And as I looked over, I was keeping an eye on the indicator. It was burying away. So just to run you through this setup, it is my vision rod again. I got the Celestial Comet 7-weight line. What a line this is. Absolutely beautiful line. Supple, soft, there's no big splashes on the water. I think on their website they say it's heaven to use. Sounds good to me. So there now, as I say, 7-weight Comet Celestial line. On the end is a 6-pound Airflow G3 fluorocarbon line. There's about 15 feet of that. The new OSG olive wiggle is around about 7 to 8 feet below, I'd say. And then the red apps worm is about 3.5 feet under the indicator. So just drifting these now with the wind. The wind is coming across the valley. It is quite rough, but we are pretty sheltered this side of the lake. So what I'm going to do now is put a cast straight and work the area like a clock face. Just like that. Pull one out nice and straight. See, there's 2 flies there. 2 flies and an indicator into the crosswind effortlessly with this line. No splashing on the water, nothing. Nice and straight. There's no snaking in the lines. I cannot fault it. I cannot fault it. So we'll keep an eye on this indicator now. We'll drift these flies in. I'll possibly use a very slow figure of 8 just to keep up with this line that's on the floor. As you see me do in previous videos, just do a little loop and it'll correct the line over for you, just to keep it out of those weeds that are in front. There is a big bow in the line now, so if you do get a strike, what you want to do now, not lift straight because there's a bow round there, is lift this way, which will help take all the line off the surface and hopefully give you a better hook hold on the fish. Right, I'm going to try something a little different. Try my new microphones. Different angle, perspective for you all to watch. Same setup with a floating line indicator. I have seen a few fish moving in this corner, so get a bit of line out. Not too far out. Just let that sink and drift into the bay now. So see, it's the first time me using my microphones, so hopefully they're working. So I'll try and talk you through as much of what I'm doing as possible, using the indicator, the olive wiggle worm. It's on the bottom, around 7 to 8 feet down, and there's a red apps worm about 3.5 feet below the indicator. Then this is probably the first chance of fishing the lake after all the storms that we've had. See, there's two false casts there with the new Celestial line. I could have done it in one. There's about 30 yards of line out. It's a joy to use. sometimes with the airflow 40 plus, it just feels a little heavy and doesn't quite give you that delicate presentation for turning flies over. With an indicator, you tend to get a big slap on that forward tapered line. There's none of that with this line. It's all folding over nicely onto the water. Did see fish moving. So I can do now, just check your back cast. Put one on the water first, in the direction you want to go. So that gives you a better line then. You're not having to lift the line from in front of your face and up into your face. So you can just generally lift it up. 1, 2, gone, all out. Just as a nice ripple on the surface now. It's hard to find the indicator. Give it a little pull, there it is. And we keep the rod tip down to the water's edge. And we keep a close eye on that indicator now. Just to recap, so far we've had an absolute belting morning. First cast, I seen a big orange belly turn on my humongous snake fly. So I put the cast back out in the same sort of direction. Second cast then, big tiger, around 5 to 6 pound, big hook jaw. It's hard to tell because there is a few big cockfish in here, tigers. It could very well have been one that I've caught previously. It looked very, very similar, but you never know. There was nothing distinctive on it to say that it was that fish. And then straight after that then we had 4 rainbows. It went quiet for 10 minutes. So if it goes quiet, just put another fly on. Or mix it up a bit. I was using a roly-poly cast. I didn't have the indicator rod set up, so I left that. There's fish out on the surface, possibly taking buzzers or a hatch, but don't just stay in one place. That's the biggest tip I can give you on this water. Don't let the fish find you. Go and find the fish. Whether it's, if you're confident there's plenty of fish in front of you, don't be afraid to search for the fish. There is a deep water here. It's deeper than most places, so don't be afraid to search for the fish. Whether it's a die 3, intermediate, slow figure of 8, fast roly-polies, there's plenty of different methods, and majority of flies will work. But if you stick to the good trusty patterns, such as your damsels, your white lures, pink lures work well, black lures work well, as we've seen this morning. But sometimes if you're getting follows from using a big fly, don't be afraid as well to drop down the size of fly. That could be the world of difference that actually triggers the fish to take in your fly. Or if you're using a small fly and you're getting follows and nibbles, etc., don't be afraid to go bigger. As long as you're staying in within the rules of the fishery, there's no reason not to go to a bigger fly and just try and induce a take. Like there now, I've left that fly now circle into the bay. Nothing sort of as is coming around and coming in close. So I've just given it 3 fairly sharp pulls of the line just to lift the flies up off the floor, bring them back up in the top water column, and then let them sink again. With our wiggle worm tail, will do its damage. But I'm going to do this one now. I'm going to put this one in closer to the poles that are over there. There is a little bit of a weed bed. So 1, 2, and that's all of the line out. With your indicator as well, like this one I've slipped slightly. So I'm only fishing the apse worm now, a few inches under the indicator. We want it to be back deep. So that also means that we would only fish in the wiggle worm shallow as well. So it always pays to keep an eye on your gear. Keep an eye on what's going on. It's not good. So keep the line up in the air, down, up, down. It's all turned over nicely out there. One little correction of the line. Keep an eye on that indicator. So I hope you're all keeping well, guys. I do appreciate everyone that has subscribed, all the interactions that I'm having as well. It goes a long way and it does mean a lot. If there's anything you guys would like to see, just pop it in the comment box. I'll do as much as I can for you. We will be looking to travel to different still waters. I have a few in mind this year. We possibly have a thawed out trip again with the boys on a boat. We will have a special guest at some point, going for something bigger on the fly rods. Don't want to give too much away with that yet, but we got lots planned. I do need to pull my finger out with the field casting as well, but we won't get into that one. That's a story for another day. So what I might do now is cut the video where we are. As I say, change to a longer tippet on the sinking line. Put the featherweight damsel on so it holds right up in the air, right up in the top column of the water. Although the fly line's sinking, the fly will stay up. And then the jerking of the line will be pulling the fly down and bringing it back up to hopefully induce a take. So let's get that in. Search the water in front of us for one last time. Doesn't seem to be anything wanting to take the indicator, but there might be something a little bit deeper wanting to take a damsel. The damsel's a pretty versatile pattern all through the year. Don't be afraid to put it on any time of the year. That damsel, especially that OSG pattern, me and Mr. Buffton have absolutely just got that spot on at the minute. And that featherweight pattern, that's going to be brutal, I think. So we bring you back once we got this rod set up. So we're just going to cut this brown trout now. We're going to cut him over the net just to show. This one's probably 8 pounds smaller than the last ones.
Right, ready?
Yeah.
Got him?
Yeah.
Got him?
Yeah, I got him. Not going to mess about with these. We're just getting back. Another cracking fish. The size of that one. Perfect. Another two big browns coming here now.
Take them out one at a time?
Yeah, I'll have a look at them again now. There's another 2 browns now.
Ready? Got him?
Let's make sure he goes this one a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
Another absolute slab. Keep hold of these now, make sure these ones go back. These are the ones we want to make sure. Get him out first. Gone already. Yeah, tip him out.
He says, told you.
Yeah.
Camera shy.
He didn't want to know. It's got stamp on the rainbows as well.
Camera shy he was.
Two big brownies coming here now.
Imagine them now adapting to the water.
Lump that one. This one's not going to take long to go now.
Nope, he's first when you get out. Go.
Gone. Here's a big one coming now. The size of this. The size of this one. The tail on her. Absolutely perfect. Go on. Right. Let's set ourselves back up. Stalking's gone in. Successful stalking. See, I'll add the footage in to the size on those fish. But the size on those brownies. Oh, absolute monsters. Some of the biggest brownies I've seen in a long time. Whoever's lucky enough to catch one of them, they're going to know all about that. So if anyone is watching this video locally and do plan on coming down fishing, the only thing I can suggest is go at least £10 on your tippet, on your leader, because you will get smashed up otherwise. Don't be afraid to get your fish on the reel and just play with the drag. Don't mess about trying to bully the thing in. If you can feel it's a big fish, trust me, it's gonna be big. Right, those brownies there was one or two around maybe £8, and then there was others pushing the 20, really knocking on the door of the £20 mark. They were 16 kind of size, 15, 16. The ones I didn't take photos of holding, they were big. There was two absolute massive ones, and then I put maybe 6 or 7 double figure browns in. The gentleman just across the way now was just cast back out after watching the stalking. I knocked into a fish straight away. So lots of fish coming out today. Lots and lots and lots of fish moving today. I think I'm on 12 so far. All different methods. Indicator, stripping flies in mostly. They really wanted a chase today. The black humongous pattern from Mr. Buffton. Featherweight damsel had a fish on his second cast. Second cast of me ever using it. It is hard to get a line out. The wind is more in my face now, so I'm hoping the microphone is doing its job. Deadening that sound right out so you can hear everything that's going on without having a big blow of wind. I have had subscribers ask about catch whisker patterns. This is the closest I've got to one at the moment, so I'm going to give this a go with a die 3 sinking line. Airflow £6 tippet. Oh, I can see already that it's turning over in the wind. Much better. Yeah, much better. That heavier weight out in front. It's turning our fly over very nice. So let's get the jacket. It's going under the arm. See if there's any fish there that fancy something white. Oh, there's a fish straight away. Straight away, first cast. How's that? That's the way we want it. First cast with a white fly. I hope that's answered the gentleman that messaged me about catch whisker flies. Do they still use them? Are they any good? He's been out fishing for a few years now, and he always enjoyed using a catch whisker fly. And that pattern there took a fish straight away. Ooh, he's going. So yeah, as I said earlier on, I wanted to search the water with the humongous fly, just to see if we could pull any of the bigger fish out. But I did say don't be afraid to change patterns if you're not getting, if the bites are drying out or anything. Don't be afraid to change patterns, change techniques, etc. And there's a fish in the net that I would have possibly not had I not changed the fly. So just cut the line there just to make it easier on the fish. Don't want to stress the fish any more than what's needed. So what I'll do now, we've still got plenty of leader there. I'll cut it off, get him back on, and yeah, I'm glad that's answered one question for one of our subscribers. As I say, I do appreciate any interaction, whether it's bad, good. If it's going to be bad, just be mindful. Just be mindful and pleasant, please. I'm not saying I'm one of the best in the world. I just enjoy putting my content out there to help people to come to fisheries like this and catch fish. That's all I'm trying to do. So here's another good line out. Not going to let him sink. We're going to go again with a slow roly-poly again. Didn't take long for that to lock up. Say first change of fly, and we had another fish. So with this fly being white now, I'm going to bring it all the way into the bank. It's a fairly long leader there. I can see the fly. I'm going to work this area now like a clock face again. Another good line out. Correct it out again. Not going to let it sink. Just going to do a slow roly-poly. Just work this area again now for the next 10-15 minutes. And then we're going to pack up, get the kids just from school. Another mad rush, take them swimming. And then chill out for the night then. Hoping the rain does ease off. I'm hoping to get out tonight. The weather we've had at the moment has been absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But this is the first break in it. And I was expecting it to fish pretty well. It's been quiet due to the ice. So the fish have had time to settle back down. Come back in close, get confident feeding again, angle of pressure on the water. So let's try one all the way out. Straighten the line, give it 10 seconds, 1, 2, 3, watch our line as well. Just a slow figure of 8. Roly-poly, sorry. Even if we don't have another fish now, it just goes to show, quick change of fly. I was casting the damsel, had a few, there we go, there's a fish. Took it in close. Took it right at the bank just as I was about to lift off. So there's two fish we wouldn't have had if we hadn't changed fly. Another rainbow with the looks. Right in close as well. I think these fish are following the fly all the way in. As far as they can. Literally taking it right at the bank where they just out of their comfort zone of the water being shallow maybe. Could be a Spartic, the way it's holding deep. That'd be nice. He's got his head right down, burrowing down. So hopefully it's a Spartic. I think it is. No need to get this one on a reel this time. The other one took off like a rocket. So. Yeah, Spartic. These things don't half hang on. I hope you can see the fight. They scrap all the way to the net. All the way to the net. Come on. There you go. All the way to the net. Let's have a look. There you go. Another one with a white one. Beautiful little Spartic trout. Hope you can see. That's probably one of my biggest ones, to be honest. Watch how these go back now. Perfect. Perfect every time. So, let's go again. See how many more we can catch before we go home. Go fast, roly-poly. See if we can pick any fish up on a fast retrieve. This is where you will pick a lot of fish up close to the bank, where they're going to have one last go at it. There was a nip. They're going to have one last go at the fly. They haven't been able to catch it all the way in. So they're going to have one last nip at it. Right, so that's it for today. It's typical. The battery run out on the GoPro. Been testing out some new microphones, so I'm hoping the footage has come out and audio's come out well with it as well. But we have had some cracking fish in here today. I've had about 12-14 fish. Spartic around £3, a tiger around £6, and the rest rainbows from £3.5 up to about £6. I had 2 rainbows at about £6. So that's it now. Time's up. Let's go get the kids from school. Thanks again for watching. If you could, if you already haven't, click the like, click the subscribe. As I said previously, if you've got anything you'd like to say, anything you'd like me to try do on the next videos, any methods, any techniques, leave a little comment on this video. I'll try my best for you. Thanks guys.